Welcome all. This is Morpheus Johnson. I'm coming today with my first video. Well, not my first video. I have two others up, but this is my first one where I'm just going to start introducing who I am and how I got all into this stuff that we're talking about. Let me just make sure everything's set good over here. It's the first time I've done a Google Hangout in a while. Let's see, make sure everything's good. I still haven't figured out how to get the chat to work. If the chat room, I got one in here that says there's a chat going on, but actually no, it doesn't show it here. I could start that up. Let's see here. Chat. There it is, chat. Okay, so I'm not sure if this chat in this particular room works or not. Hang in there. I'm going to send the link out. Let's see what's happening here. See if I can send the link out on Twitter. I don't got too many followers, but I'll also do it on Facebook too. Oh, let's see here. My channel. This is pretty much my test video, so check to see how all this works. Okay. I'm live streaming, people. Morpheus Johnson. There we go. Send that out on there. Test streaming my first live broadcast. Okay, let's get that going there. See if anybody will come and check us out here, or check me out on here. Okay. Okay, where did it go? Trying to learn all this stuff. Okay, there I am. Okay. I'm still learning this new computer I've got. I've had it for 3 months. It's kind of a switch to go to a different operating system. I'm so used to PC that when I was gifted this iMac, a lot of things are different. I have to say this computer barely crashes, which is really nice. Barely ever crashes. Let's see. I might edit this later because I'm just starting to get good at using the iMovie program. Okay, here we go. Okay, well, welcome everybody. I'm Morpheus Johnson. To give you a little background of who I am. Well, I should say that I created this account because for right now, I need to keep my other live. Actually, I have 2 other lives I lead. So I got like 3 different identities on the internet. I got my regular life, which is my photographer life. I shoot all kinds of events and stuff like that because I grew up in doing photography and stuff like that. And then my second life is my video game creator. I'm learning how to make video games and stuff. So I've been doing that kind of stuff with my other identity on that one. And then when all this happened about 3-4 months ago, I decided to create a third identity just to deal with this stuff. Because I like to keep things categorized and keep everything separate, so everything's got its little separate categories. So this one is pretty much delving into all the weirdness that I've seen over the past few months. So to give you a little bit of history on me, I started getting into all this stuff when I was a kid. My dad, he was highly into conspiracy stuff, and he passed away in 2000, and so it was like a year before 9/11 and all the crazy stuff that is, that's been going, that's the thing that kind of kicked off the whole thing for me when that happened. I didn't realize it at first, but then as time went on, I just started to see everything, come about. But when I was younger, my dad would always, he would always talk about conspiracies, like with Abraham Lincoln and JFK, and even a lot of stuff would happen in World War II. He was highly into the aliens, UFOs and stuff like that. So I'm really curious to what you would think today about, all the stuff about the Earth being flat or not the spherical spinning globe that we've been taught all our lives. But what happened was I started getting into the conspiracy thing really heavily in the, after 9/11. I watched all kinds of, I listened to like Alex Jones and a lot of other people. Of course, not too many people like Alex Jones anymore because they think he's a paid shill. I'm not sure. When I first listened to him, it was before, and he started to get a little bit big and a little bit bigger. I was listening to him in 2001 and 2002, and when I started getting into this stuff, and I don't know. I have no idea, who's a shill or not. You could say he's a shill. Who knows? He could be. But that's the thing I don't like. I don't like calling people out being shills, because I think that detracts from what we're trying to do in this whole new revolution of the truth. But I started getting into it. I would have phases where I would follow the conspiracy stuff, and then I'd get out because I was distracted either with my own health issues or my mom's health issues or some other type of health issues that were going on. And things were just kind of crazy, over the past 15 years. Yeah, it's been about 15 years now, at least 14, that I started waking up to everything. But it kind of, but to kind of shorten that whole story is that my friend or whatever, a friend of mine sent me a link just this past year. And it was about one of the space shuttle. I think it was the Challenger, or was it the Columbia? I always get those two confused. Well, there were two space shuttles that exploded. I think it was or it could have been the Columbia. I can't remember, but I don't know. It was the one where actually a local teacher that actually lives in my state of Washington. It was named Scobie. They actually named a school after him here. But apparently, since space most likely isn't real, at least the space program isn't real, who knows what's up there. But he was one of the 7 astronauts that supposedly blew up on that day back when I was in junior high school. I remember that when that happened. But when I saw that video, I was like, wow, that is interesting. That definitely does look like the guy that was the teacher that was local to my area. I didn't go to that school where he taught, but I remember that. But when I watched that video, I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And I think this is like in March or April of this past year. And I had no idea about the flat earth at that time. I didn't even see a video of it. And I guess there was a lot of videos at that time. But so I watched that video and I kind of put it away because I got busy doing other stuff. I watched this one video. It's like a 2-part video that talked about space being a hoax. I watched that one, and then I just got busy and didn't get back to it. But then I was like thinking, something keyed me again about the space thing. I think I was outside and I saw something about the moon, and I Googled the moon again because the moon kind of like reminded me, and I went and typed in the moon, and somehow, I don't know how it happened, but a video came up about flat earth, and I was like, what? Flat earth? That's interesting. I wasn't shocked at it because I've always thought something was weird about that. So for myself, I wasn't really surprised. But I started watching It was actually Mark Sargent's Flat Earth Clues as the first video I saw that came up, and I started watching it, and I just watched them all back to back. And it was quite interesting because I always thought that something was weird because especially when you get to the one clue that talks about Dark City and the Truman Show, that's the thing that was kind of interesting because I remember watching those and I was like, wow, that you almost feel that it's really weird once you get into this and you start going outside and looking up at the sky. You could almost feel it. You can almost feel like there's something weird going out there, and it's not quite what you thought it was. And so when I saw those videos, it just like I was hooked. I was like, well, I got to find out more about this. So I started searching more videos, and I came across Jaronism and Jaron stuff that he did, and I started watching some of his videos. I haven't seen every single one of his yet, but I've watched as many as possible. I've seen all of his recent ones. I still got to check out the Buzz Aldrin video. That looks like it might be quite hilarious to watch. Seeing the guy drunk and stuff, but it was quite interesting. And so I just started looking at that, and then I saw Eric Dubé's stuff, and apparently he was the first one to put like videos out, but I didn't really see it, and I kind of glossed when I did see it. I still haven't watched a lot of his videos yet, mainly because I like to have high quality videos. Because I got a big screen. I got a huge 20-some inch screen on this iMac, and I want the whole screen to fill up. And when it's only filling up like a little tiny bit, it's hard to even watch it because I have bad vision anyways. I'm going blind. So if it's not big enough for me to see, I don't even want to even deal with it. So a lot of Eric Dubé stuff, I can't do it because this stuff is so low quality. Not low quality information wise, but low quality. And there's not like a whole lot of like audio. So it's really hard for me to watch this stuff. But so I try to keep with the higher definition. I know it's bad, but I haven't figured out how to zoom in on the screen well enough so I could zoom it up and see the quality better. But his stuff is usually like 360p on there, and that only takes up that little bit of the monitor, so I can't watch this stuff very well. But then there's just so much out there to watch now, and the stuff just keeps coming in daily. Whether it's stuff that's really legit to watch, or you'll come across a lot of the stuff which is making fun of us, that actually like to open our minds up and ask questions, and to question stuff. It's like, oh, you question stuff, you must be an idiot. And that's basically what it is. I mean, I just saw a video today when I was scrolling through, and I saw this one video. He was making fun of what's his name, Scrawny to Brawny, and I watched a little bit, but I have to stop watching it because it's like you can feel the negativity coming out from the screen. The screen, you just feel the negativity flowing out. It's like, wow, what do these people do that they want to sit there and it's almost kind of like that show. If you remember that show, Mystery Science Theater, where they'll watch the really bad movies and they'll like commentate on it. That's what these guys are doing. They'll take it's all right if you're going after the big guys, like NASA and stuff. I don't mind that kind of commentary, but when you just go after us and start commentating on like we're like a bad movie or something, it's a little annoying, and you can almost feel the negativity come off these people. Except for that one video, it was kind of funny. Trying to remember what it was. There was some guy that all he was laughing at it, laughing at the flat Earth video that this guy put out, and that was kind of amusing. And I guess he had like a lot of hits too. This guy, I can't remember what his name was. It's like something frog something but it was quite entertaining. But so let's see what else got me into this thing, or what else do I find? I just find it all kind of interesting. And so I started looking out, and I have a pretty decent, since I'm a photographer, I got an okay camera, not quite professional, but it still does a pretty good job. I have a 55 to 200 millimeter lens for my Nikon, and I would go out and take pictures of the moon and stuff, and also the sky. I actually went out because I just found it strange back in July, and you can see it on one of my videos that I have on YouTube already. I don't know if I didn't shoot video that day, but I shot actually this one day. I went out with it because I remember seeing the moon at about 6 o'clock, 6:30, and it was during the summer. It was like back in August, and I guess this is normal, I guess, but the moon was like up there, pretty much parallel with the sun, and they were both like staring at each other. You had the moon in the east, and you had the sun in the west, high, pretty much level. They were still like high in the sky, but you could still see a shadow shadowing the moon on the left. And I was like, well, how can that be if the Earth is like below, and how can that shadow cast? And I got some comments saying, oh, you could see the comments that are on that video, and it's like I can't explain it. I mean, because I'm not a scientist. I love science, but I don't know all the really good science part, because I'm an artist. So my stuff is art. When something comes in with science, I just, with math and stuff, with the fancy math, it kind of glosses over my brain. I feel like in a past life I might have had some type of math, but now it's like it just kind of annoys me, the whole math thing. I also forgot to say that when I was going in about checking all this out, one of the guys was John LeBon. That one kind of got me into it also, and that's how I was kind of introduced to a lot of these other people, like Mark Knight, the Wakey guy, and a bunch of others that he had on his show and stuff. And that guy's quite amazing. The stuff that he puts out, the Wakey, and also John LeBon but he hasn't done much lately. I think he's had a couple videos out lately, but he doesn't have his baller skeptic show roundtable. He hasn't had that in quite a while. But there's like so much more that you could watch now. There's no shortage of things to watch. I mean, Patricia Steer's out there. She's really great to watch. Jaron, of course, he's on. He has his Globebusters on Mondays and the ISS watch on Tuesdays, and that's kind of like appointment time that I set out for those 2 days. Those are like the 2 days I usually set out. The rest of the days I'm so either doing one thing or another. I know, even though this is an important thing, I still got like my two other identities I have to live out too: my game design and also my photography. So I got all those 3 worlds I try to juggle up and juggle around. It's just quite amazing to try to do all 3 at once. But I got some pretty good time, because I mean, what else am I gonna do? So let's see what else where else can I talk about? Thank you. Oh wow, I got 6 viewers now. I hope I'm not boring you guys. Just want to introduce myself to y'all. I've been on here for a little while, posting things, learning. I've done a few broadcasts with my 2 other identities, so I have a little bit of experience doing some type of broadcast. I haven't used Google Hangouts in a while. And this is different on a Mac. I mean, it's a little bit different because it's an actual app. It looks like it's running instead of, it usually runs inside the Chrome browser, but I use my Chrome browser with one of my other identities I use. So this one is a little bit different. It's actually an actual app that pops up, so it's kind of cool. Let's see if I could, I think I'm going to do something funny here. I think I'll share some of my images I took of the blood moon. I'm going to see if I could do this. Uh-oh, which screen am I sharing? Let's see. Oh, great. Viewers are dropping. Now I've only got 2 people watching me. Okay, I guess I bored you guys. Yeah, this is just something I just wanted to test it out, see how it works. See if anybody will watch me. Let me see. Oh, man, I'm trying to learn this machine. Pull that down. See if I could share my screen. See if I can share some of these images. I don't even know if I have the blood moon on here. Darn. Yeah, I may not have transferred it to this computer yet. Sorry about that. Let's see. But what's really interesting is I have a meeting that I go to every Wednesday night. I won't say exactly what that is right now, because that's with my other identity, but it's a group I actually go with, and I go every Wednesday, and we usually have like a speaker that talks about a certain subject or whatever. And I decided to talk about flat Earth, and the thing was, it was kind of like an impromptu thing because the guy that usually runs the group setting or whatever, he was gone. He says, "Hey, you want to talk about the flat? You have your flat Earth thing ready to go?" And I'm like, I'm like, oh boy, I wasn't really ready to do it because it was like less than 24 hours notice. So I'm like, okay, I'll put something together. So I thought, oh, this would be perfect. I'll put. He has like a projector or whatever, so I'll project it up on the screen. We're at a restaurant, so I thought I'll project it up onto the screen, and I'll show some of Mark Sargent's the flat clues, flat Earth clues or whatever. But then I forgot, I didn't realize that it's so long, and I downloaded the video and I brought it. It's like over 2 hours long, and I only had like 40 minutes, so I was only able to show 40 minutes of the video. And I was like, dang it. And then I saw some after the fact, of course, I saw videos that would have been awesome to show that were shorter, and I could have done the same thing within 24 minutes instead of 40 minutes. And I was kind of lucky that night, not a whole lot of people came, but I showed the video, and I didn't hear from too many people. One guy says, "Oh, I could buy into all these conspiracies of 9/11 and all that kind of stuff. That stuff I could kind of wrap my head around. But this flat Earth thing, I can't wrap my head around this. I can't buy that." I was like, okay. I mean, it cracked me up because I was like, okay, well, and I mean, you can buy into all that, but you can't. I mean, that's some pretty wacky stuff as it is, and then but something like flat Earth, you can't wrap your brain around that. Come on. But that's their first exposure to it, and it was kind of a bad exposure because I didn't really, play that one out right. But the one that really, but this one lady that was there, she's actually a flight attendant for Delta, and she was like, "Oh, I've seen the curvature through my window when I'm flying around at 30,000 feet." And I'm like, "Really? You can see the curvature?" And I told her, bring pictures. I want to see the pictures, bring some pictures so we can see it. Because I would like to see these pictures of the curvature at 30,000 feet or however high their planes go. And then she brought up a thing about going to flying from Santiago, Chile to Tahiti. And she says that it's like a straight flight from there, from that from one to the other, and she says it actually is, and I'm going to see if I can show you this here. See if I can show you because she says it actually exists, and actually I did find a flight that actually went there, and it took like around less than not that long at all, and I'm wondering if that flight really exists, and you could really book it because it says you can, but I don't know. Let's see if I can show this. I'm still learning all this stuff, so bear with me. Let's see here. Screen share. Desktop. Okay, start screen share. Oh boy, what's that? Oh, great. Oh, jeez. Let's see here. Let me see. You're going to be seeing my my desktop here. See if I can find this picture. Let's see, where is it at? Screenshot. I think it's this one here. Let's see here. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, if you see here, I'm not sure if you guys can see this. See which one this is. Oh, she also says you could go to Easter Island, which actually makes sense. The Easter Island thing actually makes a lot of sense because that's not that far. But the problem is with that is I found see this flight here. Oh, cool. I think you can see it. On my other screen, it's showing that you can see it. Let's see here. Let me see if I can see it. A second here. 720. Okay, if you see on this picture I got up here, it says this this is a flight that went on Thursday, October 1st. It goes, this is from Santiago, Chile to Easter Island. It takes off at 9:15 and it arrives at 13. So it's only 5.5 hours. Okay. That makes sense there, because if you look on the map, you can go to Santiago to Easter Island pretty easy. But if you look at this other picture now, check this one out. Oh, whoa, I just went full screen. Okay. Let's see here. Oh, let's see. Move that one out of the way. And I think it's this one here. Okay. Oh, that's not it. Oh, here it is. I think this is it. Okay, let's see what this one is. Okay, if you look at this one says there was a Santiago, Chile to Papeete, French Polynesia. Now this one says it's 2 stops. This is a 2-stop one. It takes 38 hours and 15 minutes. So it goes from, check this out. This is so funny. It goes from Santiago, Chile. It connects to Houston. So it goes to Houston first in Texas, has a layover of 5 hours and 35 minutes, then goes to Los Angeles, LAX at 10 hours and 47-minute layover. Then it arrives 2 days later in Tahiti, which is the French Polynesia, Papeete, whatever you pronounce that. So just to go that little bit of distance takes 38 hours, 15 minutes to go 9,000, because it's like I think it's like 9,000 miles to go straight from Chile to Tahiti. But there it's like 2 stops. Really? That doesn't make sense. Let's check out this other screenshot here. This one here. It's another one I took a price line. Okay. Oh, this is just the Easter Island again. But this is really weird. Well, let's check this out really quick. I'll call this one up really quick. Let's call up Google here. Let's go to Travelocity. Let's go to Travelocity really quick. Let's see here. Let's go book a flight. We'll do this. Let's book a flight from good old Santiago, Chile. Say Santiago, Chile. And let's go to Tahiti. Okay. Let's leave on the 30th of this month, and let's come back on the 5th. Okay. Let's go there. Let's check this out. Let's see what we got here. Okay. We got a flight here. If you look here, it's a 27-hour. It takes 27 hours to get to Chile. Actually, let's do this really fast. Let's go over to Google really quick. Let's ask good old Google, the Google brain, of how many miles from Santiago, Chile to Tahiti. Look at that. 4,917 miles. Now going back to Travelocity. Takes 27 hours to go that far. Let's select this flight that takes, wait a minute, let's pick the 24-hour flight here. Let's select this one. No, just go there. Let's check it out. Okay, we've got a trip. We got October 30th departs for Tahiti. 9:10 a.m. it actually goes to LAX. So it's flying all the way up to California. Go to California. And when it gets to California, let's see. The problem with this one, it doesn't show the actual mileage, which kind of makes me mad. But it goes all the way to LAX. So it flies all the way to LAX. And then goes to Tahiti. So it takes all that time. Let's go check out Google Earth really quick. The Fantasy Sphere program. One second here. Let me go over. Let me call up the Google Earth. Oh, geez. Got so many windows up here. Let's go check it out really quick. Close out all these other windows. You can see my messy monitor here. Whoa, here we go again. Dang it. I'll have to go into my launcher really quick. Launchpad really quick. Find Google Earth. Here's Google Earth. Let's call up the good old Google Earth here. We'll check out this. I've already done some calculations on this. Let's check this out. Yeah, I wish I could get that chat to work because I can't. There's like no chat at all. So I have no idea if the 3 people watching, or actually technically I think it's 2 people because one of them might be me. So 2 of you guys are hanging in there, which is cool. But let's check this out though. Okay. We got the Earth here. The fantastical science fiction Earth that we got here. Global Earth. Okay, let's type in. Actually, I already got it here. I think. Actually, I don't. Okay, let me type in Tahiti. Tahiti. Now it's going to go down. See, this is kind of cool program. I kind of like you can just type it in and it goes there and check it out. So let's mark this. Let's mark this as a spot. Let's mark it with their little. Oh, go over here. French Polynesia, Tahiti, right there. Okay, there we go. It's Tahiti. Let's place that as a bookmark or a place marker. So we got Tahiti. Let's pull back. Let's go find old Chile. Let's find the good old Chile. Santiago, Chile. See if we come back, move around a little bit. Go down. Ooh. Oh, there we go. Oh, somebody already plotted a course there. Oh, yeah, that was when I was doing some tests about flying over the. Why don't people just fly over Antarctica? Oh, great. Oh, there it goes. Okay. So Chile should be right around in here. We'll just type it in. Chile. Santiago, Chile. Let's go to good old Chile. Here we go. There's Santiago. Let's give that a little place marker. Santiago, Chile. Let's mark that one. So when you pull this back, this back here. So when you look at this map, see, somebody needs to create. I wish I was a good programmer and that could actually come out. You know, Flat Earth needs a map program like this, so we can sit there and we can map out the flat Earth like this. Because right now we don't have like the best. I'm working on it right now of making just a regular map, but it's not going to be perfect. It's pretty much just going to be artistic representation because I'm not good at coordinates and stuff. But you can see, oh, geez, where'd it go? It disappeared on me. Oh, there it is right there. Santiago's there. Then we pull back. And then there's Tahiti right there. So Tahiti is like right in there. So why on earth would somebody take off from here or right in here and go fly all the way up first to Texas and then go from Texas to LA up here, and then go from LA all the way back down to Tahiti in there. Does that make any sense to you? Now, let's go check out. Let me call up a picture of the flat Earth thing, whatever, you know, the flat Earth picture. See if I can find that on here. Let's see. Oh, let me see. I'm sorry if I'm boring you guys. I see that. Oh, wait. 2 more people came back on. Okay, good. I thought I was boring you guys. I'm sorry about this. I should have prepared a little bit more, but I was just going to come on and just have some fun. You know, just talk a little bit. Let's see here. Where are my images? Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay, flat Earth. I got so many little pictures in here and stuff. Ah, there's a good picture. The only problem is it's not that big, but that's okay. This will work for just the for example. But this is like the popular one that you see everywhere right now. So actually, yeah, that works all right. So now Tahiti, I think, is like somewhere in here, maybe. I think that might be Tahiti right there, or is that Hawaii? I don't know. Yeah, that could be Tahiti. See, this map is a little weird. It's hard to figure out on this one. But I know Easter Island's somewhere out here. So on this map, you would have to fly around like this to get to Tahiti from this way to here. But it makes sense now. If you look at this, if you take off from Chile, and then you can fly all the way to Texas, and then go from Texas to California and LAX, and then go down to Tahiti somewhere in here. I'm guessing it's like somewhere in this area. So when it takes off from there, it's going down in this section over here. So I don't know if you guys can see my pointer, but my pointer is like right in there. But I'm guessing Tahiti's like somewhere in here. Somewhere in this, I don't know. I think it might be somewhere, because I think that might be Hawaii there. The Hawaiian Islands are like right there. So, and Tahiti's like south of Hawaii, right around in that area. So it does make sense if you take off from here, go to Texas, go there, and then boom down to there. Because then go here, you actually would fly farther if you went this way. Then this way, it's like on the way, and they could actually make more money, because they could actually go here, land, and then you're most likely switching planes. So this plane never goes that way, but actually goes from here, from Texas, and then you go from another, because you actually have layovers between all these places. This flight would be so short if it just went there, but if it just went straight there. But for some reason they have to take off here, and I'm sure that's just money, and also, of course, because there's impossible to fly from. It'd be stupid to fly all the way around to get to here, when you could actually go here to there and then just bounce like that. So it actually makes perfect sense to do it like this. But on the globe, it just doesn't make sense, because when you go back to the globe, let's go back to the global thing. When you look at the globe, Chile's here, Santiago, Chile's here, and you're going to fly all the way up to Texas, and then go from Texas to here, and then go from here all the way back to here in Tahiti. So it's like, what the heck? Why would you go all the way? Why would you go all this distance when really you're not going that distance at all? Because it just looks that way. Because on a globe, it doesn't make any sense to fly to California, Texas or California, to get to Tahiti, when you could actually just do a straight shot. So I'm still trying to figure out how she got a straight shot on her airline flight attendant job, where she was able to go from here all the way to here. Now I get the Easter Island, because Easter Island is still inside that that part of the hemisphere where they actually would match close enough together. But to go the whole distance to Tahiti just is not making sense on this globe. But makes so much more sense when you look at on on the other scale. You know, if you go back to this picture, boom, 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 boom. So it's like boom, 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 like that. So that's pretty interesting. And also there was a story that was out about a woman giving birth to a baby at 30,000 feet or whatever, and they stopped in Alaska. So if you look at here on this one, they're going from Bali, which is like in Asia, the Asian area, and if you see here, it would make perfect sense on this map because you go boom, and then you'd be flying, baby, wah, wah. So they have to make an emergency landing in Alaska. So they'll land in Alaska, and then then the plane took the other passengers to LA. So it makes perfect sense on this map. But when you look at it on the other one, let's go back to Google Earth. Google Earth. I think I already did this once here. I think this might have been one of my trackers. No, actually, I was doing something else there. But let me see where I already have Bali on here. So you see Bali. It's going to turn you into Bali right there. So there goes Bali right here. I still like this program though. I like it how you can just type it in and it'll go there. We really need this for the flat Earth. We really need a flat Earth program like this. Somebody's got to be smart enough there to create one. I wish I had the time. I would try to create something like this, but it's so complicated. But see, okay, there's Bali. And then when you try to go around to it, let's see here. Let's go back. It's lagging for some reason. So here's Bali. Let's fly out from Bali. Bali, fly out. Let's go to California. See, and then California, LAX would be right in here. Oh, it's right down here. I think that's it right there. Here's LAX right here. Now, why would they fly all the way up to Alaska, right up by here, when they could just fly here? And there's really only about I think it's like 3,000 mile difference between the two places. So technically it is closer to go to Alaska on this globe, but depending on where she was given birth and where they decided, it's like, when did they decide to go there? If it was on a globe, I mean, would you do it here? Because then you'd have to go straight up there, unless they were right about here, and then they decide, oh, we'll just take this detour to here. But I don't know. I just don't buy it because it just doesn't make any sense. But when you look at this map, it totally makes sense that they would want to fly from here, stop in Alaska, right in there, because it's pretty much on its way to get there. I mean, you're on your way. The globe, you're not on your way. You definitely have to change paths and go there. I mean, it's weird. It's funny. It's like the most obvious things. And I have a guy that posted on my Facebook because I had made a comment. Actually, I made a comment because I introduced the flat Earth to some of my friends. One guy that I consider my second dad, kind of. And when I first said it, I was so nervous. My heart was pounding when I first said it. I was so excited. I was saying it, and I was like, but he was like listening to me pretty intently, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that could be." But then they kept throwing, stuff, different things, the most popular things, like the boats that go off and they sail off into the distance, and then as it goes out, how the bottom of the ship, will disappear by the time it gets in the mast, will be like the last thing. But, there's ways you could explain that anyways. I mean, we've already know the explanation of how we could actually zoom in with stuff now, because we didn't have these cameras and stuff back then. But now we could actually have bigger optical zooms on our camera, so we could actually pull in and actually pull right into everything. So it actually could pull that in. But a lot of people don't realize also is because there's swells in the ocean. So the water's not always like going to be level all the time, because it is going to rise up and rise down. So those times when those people did see mass, only the mass of it is probably obviously because the way it's gone out, that the water is going to rise up and probably cover up most of the ship because it's going to be below the swell. So, but when the water's perfectly level, though, you're going to see that boat go out as far as it can go. And that's why I think they said lakes are the best thing to do that test. So if you can find the lake that is the biggest lake you can find, those waters are usually really calm, because there ain't nothing really causing anything unless there's some wind or something. But mostly you're not going to get any swells on that. But oceans are really hard because I mean, I'm not smart on the oceans, but at least that's what it seems, because I've seen like the Deadliest Catch and stuff, and those boats, man. I mean, some of those waves. I mean, those swells go up really high. When you see that ship, you know, when they're crabbing out there, and the ship will go down, and you'll see that water almost looks like it's like 30 to 40 feet high, you know, and it's like, wow, I could never do that job. That job. I mean, I admire those guys that do that job, because it's like, that's some crazy stuff, going out there and having that, seeing that water like that. And then all of a sudden, and then sometimes you'll go above it and you'll be on the high part of the swell, and you'll be looking down. You'll look down at that and you're like 40 feet down, and everything is like crashing. It's pretty crazy. But you know, a lot of people do that, you know, those experiments, and you know, that's a pretty good experiment to do. I haven't had a chance to do that. I haven't been able to get out there and do it. I don't have a very good video camera that could actually do that type of experiment, because I live out here in the Northwest, in Washington State. So, and we got lots of places to do that, but I just haven't had a chance, because my digital SLR is only a 200 millimeter, so that's not a very good reach for doing that type of an experiment. But I'm trying to think of some other things, you know, to try out, because it's good to do your own experiments. I'm really interested in doing that one about the magnifying glass, because Jaron was talking about that he went out there with his magnifying glass and tried to burn something like right now, because right now the sun's supposed to be closer to the earth than it is, you know, because I guess in the wintertime it's closer, and during the summertime it's actually farther away, which is really weird. I never really knew that before. So, but I remember doing the when I was younger, I used to try to burn paper with a magnifying glass, and it actually worked. So it'd be kind of interesting to try that one out. Also trying the moonlight one too. It may be hard right now because, you know, our weather's starting to get bad up here again, but not quite as bad as what you think it is. It started raining today up here, but it's been real mild here. It's still in the 60s. Normally it's down in the 50s usually by this time, and usually raining really hard, but it hasn't rained that much at all. Just pretty amazing. We just started to get some rain today and the past week or so. For October, being the middle of October, this is some pretty great weather up here. So I'm not sure who's controlling the weather, because I think it's changing. The weather's changing like you can't believe. And I'm not sure if that's man, you know, maybe man's causing that, but I know it's not pollution. Because I think this world is way more sophisticated than to let some puny men like us actually ruin the planet. I think that there's some powerful force that'll probably destroy us before we destroy the earth. Because I think there's like a lot of things that have happened before, and that really guard against that. There's little fail safes in there. I mean, we could appear that we're doing it, but most of it is out of our control. But then again, who knows? That I don't know too much about the HARP thing, but apparently they could actually create a lot of this stuff too. So maybe they can control it. Who knows? It's a real interesting thing. So I'm curious what you guys think about these two things I said about the Santiago, Chile, and the Tahiti, and also I think with the woman pregnant. There's that article still up too. So if you want to see it, see if I can find it really quick. See if I can find that article, because that was a pretty interesting article. I saw that video come up on my news feed earlier this week, and it was quite interesting. Oh, whoa. Oh no. We're seeing ourselves again. It's infinity. Let's see. I'll use Chrome for this one. Let's call it Chrome. See if I can find that woman. Let's see. Woman gives birth from body to X. See what happens. Ah, there it is. Woman gives birth on plane. That's just a video. I haven't watched that video. I just read the article though. Just really interesting. Let's see here. Chinese woman gives birth on airplane. I guess that's good enough. It's not the original article I saw though, but that's just the video again. But you can see it. You can Google it out. Taiwanese woman gives birth on airplane. It's a video. But it's kind of interesting that, and a lot of people, they'll just question it, they'll say, oh, they'll come up with some type of an excuse of why they went to Alaska instead of just continuing their course. Of course, that excuse for going to Alaska won't be that the Earth is not other than their leveling sphere that everybody believes. That's a pretty good picture there. I'm not sure how accurate that is to what we actually see, but if it's good enough for the UN and the USGS, I guess it's good enough for us too. That's just wild. So, well, I'm not sure what else to talk about. Let me see what else. I'm not sure I wish I could see like a questions or something or answers, but I can't see anything like that. It's kind of disappointing. I thought I could figure this out. Let's stop screen sharing. I got something that says a group chat, but I'm not sure if anybody can see it. Can you guys see anything? Hi. I'm not sure if anybody can see it. But I got this thing that's on the side of my Google Hangout. This is group chat. So I think that's just for people that have joined me probably. And I tried to put the question and answers thing, but it says this feature is disabled. So I'm not sure why that's not working either. And I thought there would be a chat that's actually on the YouTube. I'm going to the YouTube, but I'm not seeing anything about that. So I'm I don't know where the chat is for that. So I'll have to learn that for next time. Next time I do one of these, I'm actually going to try to put out some actual, do some videos and stuff. I have like a couple of things I want to do. It's just finding the time to do it because I'm so busy doing other things. I'm trying to juggle juggle the flat earth stuff and all that craziness with my other stuff I do. So, well, I think might cut it here for now. I wanted to show some other things, but I should have wrote it down first. But this is just a test. I want to find out, try it out, see how I sound, go back and listen to it, see how it worked. Because this is my first time doing the Google Hangout as Morpheus Johnson. So you guys take care out there. Open your mind, free it. Free your mind from the bondage and the shackles that this world has put you in. And we'll see you next time. Take care out there. This is Morpheus Johnson. I'm jacking out for now.